What's up, you guys? Welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a brand new video where we are testing out a bunch of new stuff that Maybelline came out with. They came out with a bunch of new things as part of their new collection. You guys know that I tried out the highlighter. I've literally talked about it in 2 videos already and it's only been out for like a month, but it is so amazing. I'm obsessed. So when I realized how bomb that highlighter was, I was like, okay, I need to go get everything else in the collection because that highlight be poppin'. So, got a ton of new stuff from Maybelline and I figured that we would test it all out today. Subscribe to my channel before you guys leave today. It'll be the first link right down below in the description box. And yeah, I think that's all I have to say. So let's go ahead and test these products. My baby hairs are out to play today. Yes, they are. All right, so I already have my foundation and my concealer on because there was no new like foundation or concealer from this collection. So I already put that on so we can skip through that. We're gonna start with powder. They came out with a new Fit Me powder, and I really like the Fit Me foundation and the Fit Me concealer, so I'm hoping I like the powder. This is their loose finishing powder, so I have it in a couple different colors. I'm gonna go in with Fair and set my under eyes with this. All right, so it does come with a sifter, which is great. I just put a little bit into the top here, and I'm just gonna stick my Beauty Blender in and then put it on my under eye. Okay, that's a little light. I like a highlighted and bright under eye though, so let's see. Let's blend it out. It feels really velvety though, like it feels really nice, which is refreshing because a lot of drugstore loose powders do not feel like that. Oh, and it actually blends out really well. Like it doesn't leave that stark white underneath your eye. So that's pretty good. Then I'm gonna go in with the same powder in a light medium to set my whole face. All right, so this one kind of exploded everywhere when I took the little plasticky thing off, but that's okay. It looks a little dark for light medium, but I'm gonna try it. Oh, no, it's not too dark. It actually blends nicely on the skin. I feel like the color on these just really like ends up like getting absorbed almost like into your skin because it's the same thing. Like I thought the under eye was gonna be too light, but it ended up working, and then this works as well. So they do blend nicely on the skin. They definitely give a very like matte finish to the skin, but a not drying matte, because I don't normally go for matte finish. Like this is probably the mattest my skin's been in a really long time because I do have dry skin, but it's not making my skin feel dried out, so I don't mind it. All right, so far I am vibing with this collection, but this next product, I don't know if I'm gonna like this. They came out with a new brow product, and this is their Brow Drama Shaping Chalk. I tried a shaping chalk kind of brow product from a higher end brand and I hated it. I just didn't like the chalkness on my brows. We're gonna try it out. This is what it looks like. So it's just like covered in kind of powder and you just kind of put it on your brows. I'm using shade 100 Blonde, so this is the lightest shade. I did get soft brown, which I have right here. When I actually looked at it, it looked way too dark for my brows. Like I'll swatch it for you guys. Like that is too dark for me, but it does come in a variety of different shades, but I'm gonna go in with Blonde. I really am a little nervous. I do not know about this. I feel like I'm gonna hate this. All right, let's try this bad boy out. Oh God. This is a little intense, I guess would be the right word. That's right, I'm gonna go in with a spoolie and kind of lighten this out. Oh, actually when you run a spoolie through it, it makes it a lot more wearable. So it's really not that bad. All right. Maybe I'm vibing a little more with this product. At first I was a little nervous. You can't just run it through and leave it. I don't feel like it's one of those products. It's definitely one that you kind of have to work out. I do have some fallout like on my nose, so let me get rid of that. So it did have some fallout because it is like the brush is like really covered in powder when you kind of take it out, so just be aware of that. I feel like this is definitely going to be a product though that you're going to have to go in with concealer to like make this more structured, I guess, because it's not that easy to really structure out the brows with this product in my opinion. And a lot of product fallout. Like I don't know if my camera picks up on it, but like I have like specks all over my nose right now that I'll have to get rid of. Ooh, yeah, the powder like comes off a lot. All right, ooh, okay. I don't know if I like this. All right, gonna go through with the spoolie now to lighten this up so we don't have such sharpy brows. Definitely gonna have to go in with concealer to clean this up because this is kind of a disaster. All right, we were off to a good start. All right, so now that I've sculpted my brows out with concealer, I actually feel like it looks a lot better. Like it's not as bad as I initially thought it was going to be. But I feel like this product is really great if you have really nice brows to begin with and you're just trying to fill them in a little bit more, maybe make them a little bit bigger, a little darker. But for me, like my brows require TLC. Like I don't have naturally good brows. And I feel like this product doesn't do, like it doesn't give me the ability to do enough because it's kind of hard, like with the big kind of like spoolie, like I don't know. I feel like I need something else. Like I need to go in with a pencil and do like little brush strokes and stuff because this just doesn't give it to me. Without that, it just doesn't give me what I need. All right, so I did the best I could do with the brows. We're just gonna keep it moving and we are gonna move on to the eyes. I'm gonna be checking out their new City Mini palettes. I'm really excited because I've seen a lot of people say that these are really, really good, like the best eyeshadow palettes that Maybelline has come out with. I have tried eyeshadow palettes from Maybelline in the past that I wasn't a big fan of, just 'cause I felt like they were drying and really not that pigmented, but I've heard a lot better things about these. So fingers crossed, I'm very excited. They came out with 6, I think, different palettes. Yeah, 6 different palettes, so we're gonna go in with these. All right, so one thing that I can say about the palettes right off the bat is while they are a mix of mattes and shimmers, most of them are. There's one that's like only shimmer, but most of them have both mattes and shimmers. They're really lacking as far as transitional colors go, like kind of skin tone-esque type color. So I'm gonna go in with the bronzer palette that they came out with and use this. So I'm just gonna go in with this bronzer right here on the crease. I really don't like to skip this step. I always have to go in with some kind of like neutral brown type shade in my crease before I do any eye look because I just feel like it brings everything together and makes sure that we don't have harsh lines. But none of those palettes have that. So the bronzer is working really well though, so. This palette is called a Rooftop Bronzes, so I'm going to go in with this one first. I love the tones in this palette. It's so pretty, so I'm going to go in with this shade right here. And I'm going to work that into the crease. This does have shimmer to it, but that's okay. I don't normally put shimmery shades, but that's actually really not very shimmery. But I don't normally use shades with glitter in my crease. I try to stick to mattes, but there's a lot more shimmers in these palettes than mattes, but this shimmer is blending out really, really well. There's really not that much shimmer to it, so it looks fine for the crease. These shadows are definitely, at least this one so far, feels a lot more pigmented and buttery and blendable than shadows that I've tried from them in the past. So far I am impressed. I do think that it's blending out nice. We have pigment. We're good. Then I'm going to go in with this one. This is Urban Jungle. I have not used like olive tones on my eyes in so long, but I love it. So I'm going to jump in with this guy. And I'm going to pop this color all over my lid. All right, so we are going to try this guy first just with a dry brush. And then if I feel like, oh, it is pretty pigmented though. But maybe we'll do the other eye by spraying our brush with Fix Plus first and then see if it makes a difference. But this is actually really pigmented, so you don't really need Fix Plus. All right, so now I'm going to spritz the brush with some Fix Plus and we'll see if that makes it a different kind of texture or anything, or we get a little more pigment. Ooh, yes, sir. Okay, wow. It really deepens up the color too when you use Fix Plus. That's so pretty though. It looks so foiled. Wow. Okay, these shadows are bomb. All right, so you guys can definitely tell the difference between this eye, which I use Fix Plus on, and this one with a dry brush. Fix Plus definitely makes it a deeper, more pigmented kind of foil type color. Although it is really, honestly, it is pigmented without the Fix Plus. Like it definitely shows up on the lid and stuff, but this is just a lot more intense with it. So I'm gonna go in with Fix Plus on the other eye and just kind of equal them out. Then I'm gonna jump into the Downtown Sunrise palette, and we're gonna go in with this darker brown right here. We're just gonna work that into the crease area. And I'm sorry if it's annoying that I'm like switching different palettes, but I'm really trying to test them all out because sometimes with brands, like not every palette is kind of created equal, if that makes sense. Like some will have better pigmentation than others. But so far with the 3 that I've tried, I feel as though they all are pretty good. And I am impressed with them. Definitely a big step up from other Maybelline eyeshadow palettes in the past. So I think they're pretty good. Then I'm going in with that same color and just smoking out my lower lash line with it. Then I'm going to go into Chill Brunch Neutrals. I'm going to use this light neutral shade to highlight. I'm just going to pop this guy into my inner corner. Ooh, this is very pigmented. And beneath my brow bone to highlight. Up next for liner, they came out with these new metallic liners. These are called their Master Precise Ink Metallic Liners. So they come in some cool colors. There's a black one too, but I didn't feel like we should use the black one. I felt like we should use kind of a cooler color. I feel like the green might go nice, but I don't know if it's going to show up because we already have green on the lid. Let's swatch it and see. Ooh, it's like an emerald green. That's really pretty, but I feel like it might clash because this is more of like olivey. That is pretty. Let's see the gold. Ooh, I feel like I'm gonna like gold. Let's swatch it. Okay. I feel like the gold will go better with this look, so I'm gonna use the gold. And I forgot to mention these are waterproof too, so that's pretty cool. Ooh. This is like really glittery, which I like. It's pretty. But I don't think with this like glitterness, it would be good to do a wing really, so I might just do like a straight line across and leave it like that. I haven't really been doing wing liner that much recently, which is like, I used to always do it, so it's like crazy. I feel like it's on the outs. Or maybe it's just me. Wow, I actually really like that. This is very pretty. And then just to finish off the eyes, I'm gonna go in with the Colossal Big Shot Mascara. This is one of my favorites from Maybelline. This isn't new. They didn't come out with any new mascaras, so I'm just using an oldie. I'm just gonna coat my lashes with this real quick. All right, so the eyes are all done. I did really like the eyeshadow palettes and the metallic liners in this collection, so those definitely get an A+. We're gonna go ahead and move on to the face, and we're gonna jump back into the bronzer palette. So this comes with 3 different bronzers and a highlighter. Then there's also a separate highlighter in the collection, which you guys already know that I love. So I'm gonna try out this highlighter, and then I'll use the one that I love too to show you guys that in case you haven't seen me rave about it before. But we're gonna bronze the skin first. I'm gonna go in with this middle bronzer right here. And I'm just gonna bronze. Nothing is coming off, I feel like. Like when I put my brush in here, it's not very powdery, which is a good thing, but I feel like I don't even know if anything's coming off of my brush. Like a little bit, but I'm gonna go in with that deeper color, kind of mix them. All right, the bronzer palette's not that pigmented. Let's see. Oh. Okay, that was the middle bronzer, so that's the darker one. So the darker one is showing up, but that middle one is really, this one right here is really not that pigmented. Let's try this lighter one. Let's watch the highlight. Ooh, okay. The highlight is pretty. So the highlighter and the darkest bronzer I feel like are really nice as far as swatches go, but the middle two, like those swatches really. All right, so I'm gonna go with that darker bronzer on the end, which I feel like normally like I would never go with a bronzer that deep on my skin tone. Like it looks a lot darker in the pan than I feel like it shows up in the face. When you use a darker bronzer, that gives like a nice flush, but I mean, I don't really have dark skin, so I don't know if these come in different shades. This just says 10 on it. It doesn't have like a shade name, so I'm hoping that this comes in like light, medium, medium dark or something, and I have the light medium one, so they have a darker version, but if you have a darker skin tone than me, this palette isn't really gonna work for you as far as a bronzer goes, because I'm using the darkest one and my skin really isn't that dark. So hopefully there are multiples of these, I don't know. Let's check out the highlighter now. Hopefully this is bomb because the other one is. Ooh, this is so pretty. Oh my God. Ooh, this is like an icier highlight. So the other one, the Master Chrome, is like more golden. And this one is more icy. So I think this is definitely geared more towards fairer skin. So there probably are multiples of this. So that's not a bad thing. This is so pretty though, this highlight though. Whew. Oh my gosh. Wow, I like this a lot. Maybelline is just killing it on the highlights. Like they're about to be the Becca of the drugstore, let me tell you. Wow, okay. That just regained my faith in this bronzer palette. That is so pretty. And then we will just layer the Master Chrome right on top. This one is in the shade Molten Gold. I hope that they come out with even more shades because I will buy all of them. This highlight though, like we are gonna see this from Mars. I feel like I'm going a little overboard, but I don't even care because these highlights are so pretty. Wow, mixed together, they're so, so pretty. Obsessed with these highlights, obsessed. And then last but not least, we're gonna try out their new lippies, which look really, really nice. These are their Superstay Matte Inks. They came out with a bunch of colors. I think I'm gonna go in with this neutral guy because, I mean, come on. When do I not do a neutral lip, you guys? So this one is in the shade Loyalist. All right, so these are supposed to be matte, so let's see. Ooh, they go on like kind of glossy feeling, so let's see how this dries to being that. I like how it has a pointy little tip too, because you can kind of line your lips with it. It literally just started pouring outside. Like it was sunny 5 minutes ago and now it's pouring. So I'm sorry if you guys can hear that in the background, but I actually really like these lippies. I feel like they're really good and kind of like a high-end lipstick feel to them because they go on very glossy and very creamy, but then they dry down to a matte, but it doesn't feel like drying or anything on my lips. So these matte, Super Stay Matte Inks are really bomb. And then last but not least, they came out with a bunch of these are their Vivid Hot Lacquers. I think Lacquers is a drink. I think it's lacquers. I don't know. I might be totally butchering that, but these guys. So they came out with these. I think these are supposed to be like glossy. So we have some nudes here. I think I'll go in with the lightest one. This one is in the shade Tease and use this. This might be like a little bit light, but let's see. Oh, okay. It is a little light, but if you like a nude lip, I feel like you'll like this. I might layer a little bit of a darker one on top. Then I'm going to top it with a little bit of this darker one. This one is in the shade Charmer. It's like a pretty mauve-y. Ooh, yeah, this one's pretty. Ooh, these are really, really creamy, which I like. The Vivid Hot Lacquers, I'm kind of a little bit on the fence with. When I first applied it, I did really like it because it is really creamy and it is really pigmented, which is great, but it is kind of like balling up, if you guys can see. I know that's kind of gross, but like in my corners, just because it is kind of like a stickier formula. So I definitely would say get the matte inks, maybe skip on these. I don't know that I necessarily love them, but they're not horrible by any means because they are really pigmented and creamy. I just don't really love the stickiness of them. Overall, I do think Maybelline did a really good job on this collection. Obviously, you're not gonna love every single product from every single collection, but I do think Maybelline really is stepping up the notch for drugstore brands, which I really appreciate. I feel like in the past couple of years, the drugstore has really stepped up their game and Maybelline is one of the big players in doing so. So A+ to that. I love affordable makeup. I always will. And yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know down below if you want more first impressions on certain products or new collections. Just let me know in the comments what you want to see. I'll totally do it for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I love you so much and I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye.